if a really fun 27.5 bike is in your future, you've got to demo this Altitude. It looks incredible. The geometry is just perfect. And dude, it's just a good all-rounder. Yeah, dude, if 27.5 wheel size is your thing, you gotta come demo this thing. Hey, what's up guys? I'm out here on the brand new 2019 Rocky Mountain Altitude. When I first saw this, I thought it was the coolest looking bike I've seen in a really long time. Just really different paint job, cool colors. It's got metallic kind of in that top darker blue color on toward the headset there. And I always liked this bike. I've ridden it 2 times before and liked it both times really a lot. But I was super interested in the Rocky Mountain Instinct, which I was riding at the time, and so I didn't have room for this in my quiver of bikes. But I just sold the Instinct, replaced it, and got this Altitude. I've always liked 27.5 wheel size, and I've ridden a lot of bikes in this category. I also currently own the Ibis HD4, very similar amount of suspension. I've got a pretty good baseline for these 150 mil bikes. Of all the bikes in this category, I've always felt like this one climbs the very best. That said, this new 2019 model comes with a 2.5 aggressor rear and 2.5 DHF front tire. And man, after, let's see, been on my ride for 55 minutes now. After 55 minutes, these tires are weighing this bike down a little bit. You can feel the extra meat on those tires, and it's kind of robbing the climbing ability of the bike a little bit. So on my next ride, I'm gonna go swap out the tires, and I'll do a follow-up video you can check out. I'm 5'8", riding a size medium. And another thing to maybe mention is the Altitude now has a DPX2 rear shock as standard on almost all their models, except for I think the very lowest aluminum 30 model. XT brakes on this carbon C70 model, and yeah, it's a super rad kit. I'm excited to ride it. Picked up this bike from Utah Mountain Biking in Lehi, Utah, from Mike over there. Great guy, great bike shop, excellent service. He's got these in stock. He's also got Rocky Mountain Instincts in stock right now too, which I know are hard to find. Anyway, if you're local, go say hello to Mike in Utah County. Excellent bike shop. Rocky Mountain's a great brand too. If you're in Salt Lake County, Summit Cyclery up in Holiday is another great shop that stocks Rocky Mountain brand. Go say hi to Connor Berry up there. All right, new Rocky Mountain Altitude on Jacob's Ladder. Super stoked. Every time I've ridden this, I've been down in Moab, so I'm super excited to be riding on my local trails. Got Parker Williams in front of us today. Man, I love 150 millimeter 27.5 bikes. Just so much fun. Nice, Parker. Oh, this is a good bike. So both the previous Altitudes that I've ridden had the DPS rear shock. This has got the DPX2. Hopefully it just not fade as much and just maybe be a little better. Oh, it's just a quick bike, man. This is a 150 mil travel bike that doesn't feel maybe quite as like long. Feels more nimble than let's say my Ibis HD4. A little bit more playful feeling. This whole section's really fast. I'd say it feels super stable, maybe not quite as stable as the Ibis HD4, but man, it just feels quicker. really snappy. Yeah, I think I'm gonna like this bike a lot. Nice, Parker. I've been spending a lot of time on 29ers lately too. It just feels so good to get on a 27.5 bike. I've always felt like I had more fun on these a little bit smaller wheel size. Oh, that was super fun. Man, what a cool bike. Want to do rush? Dude, that was so much fun. Dude, it's because it's the same amount of suspension as my HD4. Okay. I feel like exact same 150, 160. Okay. You feel like it's gonna feel like that bike and it just doesn't. It feels a lot shorter, like in wheelbase. I don't know if it is a shorter wheelbase, but it feels so quick, dude. Like really snappy, more responsive. I mean, you got horse link, smooth link, whatever they want to call this, smooth link on this. It's basically a horse link suspension versus the DW on my Ibis. Yeah. It's just way more active and like fun. All right, now we're down on Rush. This is a little bit more of a like a packed out kind of buffed trail, flow trail. Man, this thing did awesome up there on Jacobs. I feel like I had so much traction and I just felt awesome. Felt really confident too. That's the other thing I remember about this bike. I just felt so right on this bike. And I guess that's what you need to look for when you're buying your bike. Which one matches your terrain, riding style, and body shape. Every little turn feels good on this bike. In terms of how it handled like the kind of Jacobs, that last run, Jacobs ladder, kind of a lot of 8 to 10 inch chattery bumps and stuff. High speed too, you know, kind of over 25 miles an hour on that Jacobs ladder section up there. But yeah, kind of how it handled up on Jacob's ladder up there on that kind of 8 to 10 inch chattery stuff. Super composed. Nice. Oh yeah, man. Feels so good. If you've not ridden a Rocky Mountain altitude, you need to go ride this thing. If you're in the market for a kind of mid to longer travel 27.5 bike, this thing is dialed. Nice. Nice park here. The other thing I like about this altitude a lot is sometimes these 150 mil bikes can feel like they have too much travel almost for some of these trails. This one still feels really connected to the trail, not wallowing in its travel at all. Nice. Nice, Parker. Oh, it's just so smooth. It's going to take a lot to get to the bottom of this bike too. Man, we get a better workout on the downhill than we do the uphill. Just pedals the whole time. Heart rate's at 174 right now on the downhill. I never got to 174 on the uphill. That's funny. This is a one-way directional trail, so no hikers, no equestrian, no uphill traffic. Oh man, it's just so good. It's a lot more forgiving than the short travel 29ers I've been riding. And it's more fun than that. The Rocky Mountain Instinct is a really awesome bike, but I think this wheel size for me is maybe just a little bit more fun. This type of bike, I just feel like I'm having more fun. Probably not as fast. In fact, I'm sure it's not as fast as that Instinct most of the time. But man, it's fun. Nice, Parker. Man, it just boosts off everything. So good. I set my suspension up at 25% sag on this DPX2. Make sure it stays nice and poppy feeling. Oh, that section is so good. Oh, dude. What's that? Oh, that whole section that you can just pump? Dude, that was so good. You're hauling, dude. That was so freaking good. I'm having a lot of fun on this bike today. Ah, man, that was awesome. Well, let's get this thing back home. Do a kind of final thoughts. I'll tell you, my final thoughts are that this bike is super fun. Like, maybe I don't win any races around here, and maybe I don't PR anything on Strava. Who knows, maybe I will. My Instinct feels faster though, I'll tell you that much. My Rocky Mountain Instinct feels faster than this on these trails, but man, this is fun. Really fun. Hey guys, just got back from my ride on the 2019 Rocky Mountain Altitude. It's the same basic bike as the 2018. It got new colors, which I love. I just think this is such a good looking bike. And now all the models, except for I think the Alloy 30, come with the DPX2 shock. I think this is an awesome bike. If you're looking for a mid-travel 27.5 wheel size bike, this is among the very best climbing 150 mil travel bikes out there. I think it climbs really well. I didn't love the tires. I'll probably swap mine out. I otherwise, you know, love the bike. I've changed a few things, shorted the stem on mine. I'm 5'8" and I'm on a medium, and it felt really good. It doesn't plow as hard as like even the Santa Cruz Bronson or the Ibis HD4 or the Pivot Mach 6. It feels like a shorter travel bike, maybe a little bit, even though it has the same kind of travel numbers. It feels more responsive, and you know, it responds better to rider input than maybe those bikes. Those bikes kind of plow a little bit more. It pops off everything really well. It's in my opinion a better trail bike than some of these other bikes. But if you're more into the enduro, high speed stuff, you know, certainly give those bikes a try too. This is perfect for the trails I ride. This could be a good do-everything bike if you want a 27.5 wheel size. I actually bought this bike. I'm super stoked on it. I've ridden it 3 times now, and I couldn't be happier to be riding this Rocky Mountain Altitude. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, and hopefully it's good content for you guys. I enjoy making these videos. I had a lot of fun on this bike today. Just really quick. It feels, I'm not going to keep talking about it. It just feels really quick and agile for a 150 mil travel bike. More so than my Ibis HD4. For those of you who watch the channel, I've been riding an Ibis HD4 for the last 9 months. And this, even though it has the same amount of travel, it just feels quicker and more lively and nimble. I liked it. It's going to be a fun bike. Super fun. Anyway, thanks guys. See ya. I don't know why I did the hang loose thing. Nice, Tyler. Nice. That was good, Parker.